Oshio. I don't usually like to get into something, that's like politics or anything, but I wanted to bring something up about it, and a few thoughts, because it is important, especially for us Christians in these last days. Now a lot of people, I've sat there and seen, I won't mention the person's name, but this one person that used to be a Christian, and this person was raised up in the church practically. But anyway, that person had got to a point somewhere along the line, fell away and everything, right? But I was really surprised at that person. Surprised but not surprised, because when you fall away and stuff, you're deceived by many things. But this person is going at everything in that person's life as if there was no tomorrow, and having a so-called big time and everything, and leaving God out, and kind of have the new age thinking thing, and have begun to accept socialism. And this person was brought up in the Pentecostal faith. And I know that a person, like I said, can fall away and they can be deceived. But I mean, because you can know what's right and what's wrong, but when you fall away, understand that, you're left open to the forces, the dark powers and forces that are surrounding us, that's in the air and around about you. You might not actually see them, but you see their effects and the results of their evil works, and how that they will affect a person. See, a lot of times a person will say, well, I wouldn't do this or do that, even if I was to fall away, I would never, like, right. Even if you didn't fall away, I mean, but fell, as in a sense, stumbled, and down temporarily or whatever, and you would say in that temporary state that you wouldn't do something without the strength of God, without Him, yes, you would. But anyway, this person got into socialism and supports a socialist president. He's not only a socialist, but he's, the only way I can only talk about or say what I think, or my opinion, or thoughts, okay? You probably might have thoughts on similar lines, or somewhere, maybe a little different, varying, whatever. But again, this is me, alright? But see, I see, it's obvious he's a socialist. He has a Democratic Socialist Party. He has a socialist card, a communist member card thing, So see, to me, and that's the way it'll always be, socialism and communism are in the same hand in hand, so to speak, and it's not good. Alright, but to go to show you where our world is going here in this country. We know about pretty much the way things are in other countries, but in this country, people has got this, they're blindsided. They got this patriotism thing in there that blinds them to the realities around them. What's going on? It's right there under their nose and they fail to see it. They think, being a patriot, this is a great country. No, it's not. It might have been at one time, but it's down. It is not America, the beautiful America, the free. It is fascist America. Think of it like that. Or fascist, socialist, communist America, however you want to say it. But it's not America the Great anymore. It's not Christian America anymore. Alright, this country has fallen. Alright, we got a so-called leader who supports socialism. He does everything, if you will follow his pattern and look in history. Not, I say Hitler a lot, but you can look at the other ones too. You know, I can't remember all their names, but you know, maybe you feel free to comment and mention some of their names. But there, you know, I mean, there's Stalin, Lenin, and then there was Hitler, you know, and stuff. But this guy that's sitting in the White House follows the more of the pattern of Hitler. And if you will look in history and find out all the patterns of things that Hitler did before he came into full power as a dictator and all that, you'll see this guy is doing the same thing. And he supports communism, you know. Of course, Hitler, he hated communism, but he was in socialism, but yet he was just but his whole life, though he says he hated communism, he was the same, you know. I mean, hey. Alright, but anyway, what I wanted to get at was on now how that you got the news media and everything that goes into helping support this by only feeding the public what that fella in the White House seat up there feeds them and tells them that they cannot go beyond any of this and shouldn't say this or this and that. And, you know, look at the Colorado incident. That was a horrible and terrible tragedy. And each one of us should be keeping those people, the victims, you know, and the victims' families in our prayers and our thoughts. Alright, but understand, I mean, I mean, people think that the news people really care. No, they don't. They've been what they've always been, vultures, milking the thing. But you notice how it keeps people off of what's really going around in the world? Things that are important about what's going on, how it will affect you and me. When in the news and stuff, you deliver news, not milk things and make it so dramatic and stuff. I mean, I feel sorry for these victims or the family of the victims because the way the media is just milking, oh, you poor thing. Oh, how did you feel? Well, how do you think they felt? Come on. But you know what I mean. You've seen this stuff before and stuff. Remember back during the 50s in the theater, in the 40s and stuff. You know how that they would have news clips and stuff at the theater. You know. How that the reporters would milk things and make it so melodramatic. It was such a tragedy. It wasn't even real tears. It wasn't even real emotion. It was just milking it. But anyway, getting back to, you know, about the socialism and everything. I mean, you know, the government, the dictators will control the medium, what you and I hear. And try to get us on other things and everything except for God and what is true and righteous and good. But anyway, they have, like, even on Link thing, the Link TV, they have, or channel or whatever, they had, I don't even know what the title piece is, but it was something about you know, the problems with capitalism here in America and stuff, and it was nothing but socialism. You know, I mean, we could go on and on, but I've read this piece to you before, okay? But I want to read it to you again. Now, when I read this, think about when things started really happening and what's happening now compared to what I'm reading you. Now, this little article I have, what came out of a Christian magazine back in 1972. But this is an actual article of a manifesto from May 1919, and it was obtained by the Armed Forces in Dusseldorf, if I'm pronouncing it right. It was a file that was on communist rules for revolution. Alright, and these are, what I'm going to read to you is the following excerpts. And see, the article of that magazine was called What is Happening in Our United States. And that was in 1972, when the article appeared in that magazine. Now think back and look to today, even more so today. Alright, here's the article. A. Corrupt the young. Get them away from religion. Get them interested in sex. Make them superficial. Destroy their ruggedness. Now this is from this communist manifesto. Understand? Alright? And this was around in the year 1919. Think about it. Alright. B. Get control of all means of publicity. You hearing this? And thereby, 1. Get the people's mind off of the government by focusing their attention on athletics, sexy books and plays, and other trivialities. Doesn't that hit home? 2. Divide the people into hostile groups by constantly harping on controversial matters of no importance. Oh, it's the Kardashians and all this and oh, la la la. Yeah. 3. Destroy the people's faith in their natural leaders by holding the latter up. Contempt, ridicule, obloquy or obloquy or something like that. It means criticism, you know, like a slandering criticism of the most severest type, you know, so to speak. Okay. 4. Always preach true democracy, but seize power as fast and as ruthlessly as possible. 5. By encouraging government extravagance, destroy its credit. Think about that. What we got today is going on. Alright, destroy its credit, produce fear of inflation and rising prices and general discontent. 6. Promote unnecessary strikes in vital industries. Oh, we see all that, I mean, more today. Encourage civil disorders. And the guy sitting up there in that nice cushiony seat up there and calling himself leader, what does he do? Yeah, he encourages this. I mean, look at that. The Wall Street. I forget what they call them people that protesting and camping out and stuff, you know, and all this. I mean, look, he encouraged it, and he still encourages things like that. Okay, it says foster a lenient and soft attitude, or foster a lenient and soft attitude on the part of government toward such disorders. I mean, guys, come on, wake up. Here, listen to this. 7. By specious arguments, cause the breakdown of the old moral values. Honesty, sobriety, continuance, faith in the pledge word, ruggedness. Now, C, cause the registration of all firearms on some pretext with the view of confiscation of them and leaving the population helpless. Now, see, there's a lot of you who don't believe in conspiracy theorists. Well, you understand, conspiracy theorists, I mean, it's theories about conspiracies. But today, not all, a majority of them is right. There's some out there that's wanting, you know, just woohoo, way out there. But the things that I read to you, can think about 1919 and what year we're in now. And this article, a portion of this article, the excerpts from it, was published in a Christian magazine back in 1972. So now look at, you look about back then and look today, how things progressed. And look who we got in the White House. Now, a lot of you think, let's, the Muslims, let them have their mosques. Understand, I'm for, even if I disagree with that person's religion, when it's false and stuff, I don't believe in forcing a people to do something. Think about what the principles on what our country was founded on. All right? A person should have the freedom to believe however they want. But understand, when it comes to, now, a Muslim is just a person, just like, a person who follows Christ is a Christian. A person who follows Islam is called a Muslim. He could be of any race. So it's not a racial thing. But the thing is, some of them are, like, some people claim to be Christians. They're not real Christians. They're just got a label. Well, you got some people who are Muslims or claim to be Muslims who's really not a Muslim, but some of them follow. But in that following of the religion of Islam, a lot of them, out of fear, they kind of go through the motions and stuff to protect themselves. See, Islam is about hate and all this, right? There's nothing good about it, and it's nothing but violence in itself. If anyone's ever read the Quran and things like this and seen, it's not about extremists and stuff. When it comes to Islam, there's nothing democratic about Islam. It's about taking away your freedom. It's about dominance. It's nothing democratic or free about it and peaceful. No. These mosques that are set up, do you think they actually go to worship in there? No, they might say a few prayers. These people incite in these mosques. It's like a political type thing for hate and violence. They make plans and stuff, and yet if you expose it, you're either a bigot or something like that, and you're racist. Well, it has nothing to do with a race. Islam, you can't have a democracy or anything like that in Islam. But it's funny how Hitler and the Muslims kind of got along when it came to the destruction of Jews. Well, today, it's the same thing, but it's for not only the destruction of Jews, but for Christians. And we see the results, and they just say, well, it's just extremists. See, allow all these mosques here in this country. Don't think because every single one of them is a person who says that they're a Muslim is out to kill you. Here in this country, there are a lot that are, but not every one of them. They're people. They're just called Muslims. They could be black, yellow, Arabs, Jews, white, yellow, pink, purple, whatever. It doesn't matter. It has to do with, like in Christianity, we have of all races. Well, in the Muslim thing going on, in Islam, yeah, they can have all this and stuff, but it's about dominance. So isn't, though, socialists, the 99%, can't you people out there whoever getting sucked in with that 99% and see what's going on? I just read you something. You're not even thinking, man. You know, whoever you are out there, you know, you need to understand and see what's going on around you. The realities. Wake up. Slap some cold water in your face. Wake up. Because, see, Bible foretells a lot of these things that we see. And we see this, and it increasing. It seems like now it used to be like every once a year or every so many years, and then it got to a year, and then so many months, and then down to weeks, and now it's almost like every day. And this ain't stopping. So we are in the last of the last days, because probably by the end of this year, a lot of you, you know, who might remember this will reflect back on this article and reflect a little bit more on what the Bible says. Now, some of you, you'll turn away because you'll give up on God, and some of you will, because of this, will turn to God. But the thing is, we need to wake up and see what's going around on us, and don't, you know, because if you say you're a Christian, you ain't going to get involved in following and sit there and hail this guy over. Hail Obama. Hail Hitler Obama. Hail Comrade Obama, or whatever. I mean, you're not going to... See, some of you out there who are claiming to be Christians, who's following after this dude and taking in all his things, you're deceived. And you, if you really was in the faith, you have fallen from grace. And you need more of Jesus. I need more of Jesus. You need more of Jesus. All of us need more of Him. We need to wake up ourselves and take a look and smell the roses, smell the coffee. Think about what I just read. If you want, rewind it. If you want, you can write it down and share it with someone, you know. But, you know, because, see, that article, like I said, that excerpts and everything, was from that, them files on that manifesto, the Communist Rules for Revolution. Remember, this was obtained by the armed forces in Dusseldorf, Germany, in May 1919. Okay. Now, you think about that and see what's going on. This is what's happening. Now, there's some of you, a lot of you might even agree with me, and there's some or a lot that won't. Kind of a half and half thing, maybe. But my point is, we need to wake up and see what's going on around us. Oh, I know I don't have a voice where I can reach many people and get them to wake up or something like that. But I'm trying to get, you know, you few of my friends and acquaintances, you know, to wake up. You know, or see. Now, like I said, a lot of you agree. Some of you won't. You maybe in between, halfway, somewhere. Trying to get to say, smell the roses in the coffee. See what's there. Wake up. Because we are in the last days. And as Paul would say, and Peter and the rest of them would say, Jesus is coming soon. The day is near. We need to wake up. And if you keep your eyes on Israel, think of that as the key. You know, what you start seeing, I mean, you don't just look there on, you see what's going on around you, but look there. Because the battles and the forces of evil is all emerging on that country. But we know who is victorious. So God bless you. Shalom, and I hope